Orange Misfit here, take on the ranking and reviewing. Left off, you get the top 20 Blink-182 songs, the best they have to offer. Just spent about 30 minutes ranking them, make sure it's absolute perfection because it's right down to the wire. A lot of great songs in this list to knock off, especially the most popular songs on here. This is going to be a good one. Got to make way for the top 10, which is coming really soon. So here we go, number 20.
Toast and Bananas. This is my favorite song on Cheshire Cat, and it's also my favorite song to listen to after a breakup. It's a decent way to get over a girl and try to get rid of that ideal image you have of her out of your head and realize what an unpleasant, deluded, selfish screw-up she's been. Anyway, the tone is a nice combination of angry, whiny with a dash of pathetic bitterness. The lyrics are good for what it is, although some are kind of lame, like, rather be another one you're lame too, and is that what you call your brain? Is that why I call you hang up on me? Everything else is at least reasonably passable. I imagine the "my pants are off right now" line is what inspired the catchphrase for the live performance of Damn It. As for the instruments, everything's excellent, especially the guitar, which is one of Tom's best works. You can tell it's definitely a reflection of Tom finding his style, especially since the chords, both their structure and progression, have been used on an excessive amount of songs after this. The solo is spectacular for Blink-182 standards and one of the most enjoyable to hear and play. You could argue the song reeks of angst, but sometimes that's just what you need after a breakup, so for that regard, it's excellent. 19. When I Was Young. Here's 30-second pointless Angels and Airwaves effects recycled synth sounds. I can already anticipate the disappointment, but then the song starts and wow, that's good stuff. This is another example of how Neighborhood should have sounded like, well, except for the intro. It's a good song that captures kind of a Holden Caulfield-esque vibe about coming to age and explaining how delusional childhood can become when you reach adulthood. For example, when I was young, the buildings were taller, felt really strong, my parents seemed stronger. It's a brilliant verse and is one of the best I've ever done. It really describes that change of helplessness and confusion you feel as you grow up and grow into your insecurities. The worst damn day part is unique. When I first heard it, I couldn't get enough of the chorus and listened to it on repeat so many times in a row. The instruments are kind of Neighborhoods-esque, but they're suitable enough to support the main focus, which is the lyrics. Besides, it feels like there is unity among them. Even though there's that heavy Ava influence, when it's combined with the original sound, it works extremely well. All in all, it's the best song on the EP. 18. Stockholm Syndrome. This song starts off strong and then jumps straight to an 11. Mark and Tom's interchanging vocals work really well here and show what competent songwriting, mutual respect, and collaboration can do to a song. It's actually a unique idea to explore the emotional aspects of a prisoner's love and devotion through the form of a song. Mark's part before the final chorus is very well written. "And I dread the moment when you finally come to kill me" is the best line of the song because it closes off the emotion in a dramatic way when they realize that the situation here will lead to death. It was one of their best overall. This is an underrated Blink-182 song that pretty much defines the style of the self-titled album. All the instruments work well together and the songwriting is superb. There's not really much more to ask for in a Blink-182 song. 17. After Midnight. After Midnight is the best song on Neighborhoods, and that's mainly because it's the only song on the album that would have aroused the least amount of suspicion had it been placed on a previous album. I think it would have made a good fit in the self-titled. It certainly fits more there than on Neighborhoods. This adds to its high-level ranking because it offered hope to fans that they weren't out of touch and could still make quality songs like they used to. It's a nice summer love song with great lyrics and instruments. I once stood on a ledge of a small bridge and listened to this song to see if the intro about being on the edge and that rush of death was accurate, and it was. The clean guitar is above average, especially at this point in Tom's career where pretty much everything is flanger. Even though the interlude is similar to many others on the album, it still has its highlights, like when it reproduces the chorus's melody. The song's strength is that it has that Blink-182 feel to it, like all the instruments are actually in sync and don't sound like it was randomly scrambled together at the last minute. Again, a bit off point here, but it's too bad they had the same hack from the Up All Night video to direct this one, who literally ripped off a crappily edited fan video of some generic rom-com with random shots of the band playing. At least the subject matter makes more sense in the Up All Night one, but it still could have been better and much more original, considering Blink-182 is often known for their creative and humorous videos. 16. First Date. This song was written in one night as a response to record companies' worries that there weren't any radio-friendly pop songs on the record. So that's basically all this song is, a happy, empty, poppy tune about a first date. However, I still think it's an amazing song, and without it, I might not have loved Blink-182, because after watching a hilarious video with that enjoyable song, I looked them up and discovered it was the All the Small Things band I had forgotten about, and the rest is history. So lyrics are kind of stupid, but they just have so much likability and quote potential to them. For example, "Do you like my stupid hair? Would you guess that I didn't know what to wear?" I mean, really? There certainly aren't really any clever ideas, but they're all relatable, and that's more important for a pop song in this case. The vocal pattern is fun enough that it covers up how stupid the words are. Music is a step above all small things, but all small things has so much more going for it. Actually, my favorite part of this song is that consecutive drum beat during the verse. Anyway, it's just too fun of a song to hate despite its simplicity and emptiness. It has a real charm to it. 15. Lemmings. What an unappreciated and deep song. It's probably the greatest feeling in the world being in a successful and cool rock band, but you have to wonder what that transitional period is like when you leave your old life behind and try to forget your past. This song does an excellent job describing that from its simple memories of hanging out. It makes you think. I especially wonder what it was that Mark Eden did to deserve the beating. Anyway, the main idea of having everything and throwing it all away for a different kind of everything has a depressing sort of nostalgic tone to it. It's kind of hard to feel bad for Mark when he gets to be a millionaire rock star, but that fact aside, it's still a well done song. The main riff is great, apparently enough so that it was used again for the party song riff, and the solo was top notch too. Scott does a fine job on drums as usual, and the closing verse is also well done if the you is referring to Mark's inner conscious. Otherwise it's completely random. Either way, I like the Lemmings off the cliff concept and makes her a clever metaphor. 14. Online songs. Such an underrated song and easily one of their best. It's criminal that it's never been played live because it's just so catchy and fast and fun to sing. The lyrics aren't bad, they're kind of wimpy, but what makes them stand out is that they're possibly a sequel to the song Josie, and describes the feelings that came about from that perfect relationship turning sour. The tone is phenomenal, and the singer is so depressed and desperate that it makes you either want to slap him in the face and snap out of it, or wallow in self-pity with him. It's also nice that they had another song use the na 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 na, and it's arguably as catchy as all the small things. This is also some of Travis's best drum work, because it's so intense and sounds like original punk rock style. Tom's three chords do a decent enough job as well, and the difference between the clean riff and distortion is an excellent signifier that the intensity has changed. The one thing I don't like is that the song starts off singing, and I don't think that ever really works in a song, especially when the singer starts off very loudly and opens to two alternating high notes that sound almost out of their range. I would have really appreciated a bass or drum part before those opening lines, but other than that, it's excellent, and here's hoping it gets played live one day. 13. Stay Together for the Kids. Blink-182's other serious song. This time it's about divorce. The statistic at the beginning of the video always bothered me. Half of families get divorced, half stay together, mainly because it's laughably inaccurate. Ignoring the irrelevant music video statistics, it's one of their best songs. The intro riff is simple but memorable, and the multiple guitar tracks perfectly sync up. The drastic difference between the softness in the verse versus the loudness in the chorus is also very effective. The piano is a lovely touch, especially in the outro. The lyrics are fantastic, so the one problem the song has is the atrocious vocal sounds, the way the lyrics are being sung. Tom's vocals in the chorus are just ear-grating. To do a parody, so here's your Ollie, yay! Yo, you, enjoy it this time! While Mark's are a little on the dopey side, it's not a great combination. It's even worse live, as of the recent performances after the hiatus. Luckily, it has astoundingly reflective lyrics and music to carry to the top of this list. While it's not the level of greatness of Adam's song, it's still a respectable attempt at seriousness and maturity. 12. All the Small Things. Blink-182's most well-known and popular song, but is it their best? No. It's definitely very catchy, fun, and enjoyable, but the song lacks any kind of substance. It's completely a pop song with no punk attributes whatsoever, which is incredibly hypocritical considering this song is an accurate representation of what their video is making fun of, which is kind of wrong. Aside from that blunder, it's definitely one of the best pop songs of its generation. There's not really much to discuss about it other than it's catchy and the first verse and the na 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 na's are very fun to sing along to. The lyrics are pretty and just talk about how this girl loves him, does stuff for him, and commiserates a lot. Then there's the famous line, say it ain't so, I will not go, turn the lights off, carry me home. I wonder what that actually means, because I think it's just a couple of random phrases strung together and happen to luckily find a good and memorable melody. I do like the windmill metaphor if it means that she's a source of power and energy for him. If it does, it's pretty clever. The instruments here don't do anything extraordinary. It's just the same chords the entire song, a ridiculously boring solo. The bass does nothing but follow and the drums are bland and forgettable. None of that really matters though, since you shouldn't expect too much from a pop song. Looking at you, Carly Rae Simpson, Jemson, who cares, everyone's already forgotten about her. Alright, so it's Blink-182's most well-known song, certainly not their best, but served the high purpose of getting many people interested in the band. 11. Not Now. This was the last song Blink-182 released before their hiatus, and honestly, it would have been a great song to go out on. Although the song is about lying on your deathbed and trying to capture your final thoughts and emotions, it can easily be likened to a band's final song before breaking up. The verses are remarkable and paint a great picture in my mind of a man on his deathbed stating his last words to his loved ones. This song is sort of like I'm Lost Without You, except the emotions here actually have a purpose and work to build a connection, and most importantly, you don't get annoyed feeling like the narrator is a passive crybaby. The emotions of fear and love are strongly implemented in these lyrics, which makes the song a triumph. The guitar in this song isn't the best Tom's done. It feels like two leftover chord progressions that were just tacked on to the intro and pre-verse. Despite that, the progression actually sounds fantastic on the bass, which can be heard clearly during the interlude, and I love the drum beats before the final chorus. To conclude, it's a great song and would have been a more than fine note to end their career on.
Okay, that's it for this video. Next time we have the top 10. The top 10 Blink-182 songs is finally here. It went from 101 to number 10. So stay tuned, check it out, subscribe it up, like it up, watch some of the old videos to see which 10 are left. Next time it's going to be great. We're going to finish off the list. See you then.